welcome back to the channel. It's Lauren. Thank you so much for watching. First off, happy Mother's Day. When I'm uploading this, it should be Mother's Day, so to all the mamas out there in all the different ways, I hope you're feeling loved and special. Today I'm so excited. Before we get into, I'm just gonna show you a little preview. I'm just gonna run the clips. But you guys, okay, those swatches, they have my heart. They're absolutely beautiful, and I'm so excited to share with you kind of the second video of Shine by SD shadows. If you guys were here in December, I did a video with Shine by SD. This video is also sponsored by Shine by SD, and I showed you all the shadows, in-depth swatches, and I'm gonna obviously leave that video linked down below, but today I'm gonna be showing you some new stuff. I mean, my collection's filling out very nicely. I'm not complaining. There are some new shadows that are launching today. The Dynasty Collection is superb. I'm very into it. I think it's one of my favorite collections. It's like right up there, honestly, with the Reserve. And if you guys have been here, you know I love the Reserve bundle so much. I have these just on my palette, but there are also some loose pigments, and they are so pretty, so shiny. I mean, Shine by SD is the name of the company, and like these shadows are given the shine, okay? But yeah, I'm so excited to be working with them again. Shaniqua is the best because she really lets me have free reign on these videos and lets me kind of do what I want. And what I really want from these videos is to give you guys kind of a buying guide, if you will, or like a reference guide where you can really see swatches. I try to give you different lighting, describe the colors, and I'm hoping that it can be kind of a reference video for you to come back to, see if you like any shadows. I definitely suggest using timestamps down below to kind of like help you get to each collection or to the different swatches that you actually want to see, because I have a feeling this video is going to be kind of long. If anything too, I know you guys like seeing these close-up swatches of shadows, and this video is going to have like tons of shine and sparkle for you to just like kind of look at. I know I like those videos too. I note the prices of the bundles and the shadows as I go through swatching, but I do want to note some of these are a little bit more expensive. This is an indie brand. A lot of them are multi-chromes, and so the price can be kind of high. So I highly suggest, you know, maybe picking out your favorites. I'm gonna leave asterisks in the description next to like my all-time favorite shades. I'm gonna try to keep it really tight, like of which ones are my favorites if you really need help knowing what I highly suggest. But that's one of the reasons I like doing this video, so you really have a strong idea of what you're gonna get, what you're spending your money on, and you can love it once it gets to your door. So I think the last thing, I will show you my look today. I didn't do a tutorial, but I am wearing all of the Shine by SD stuff. I'm wearing the Dynasty Collection plus one of the sparkler type glitzified shadows on the brow bone. So I like it. Don't mind my skin. Oh my gosh. I mean, look at that blue. I'm like matchy today. I do have a code with Shine by SD if you want to save 10%. It's just Lauren. And yeah, it works on the new stuff too. So if you're really enticed by those Dynasty shadows, I'm telling you, or even the new loose glitzified pigments, that will also work on those items. So I think that's everything. This video is going to be long enough as it is. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into the swatch. Right, guys, so here is the overview of my entire Shine by SD collection. I have quite the collection going on. I really have a lot. So some of these you've seen in the last video. So I believe this is the Golden Hour 1 collection, the Golden Hour 2 collection, the Dynamic Duos, the Reserve collection down here on the bottom, which you guys know I love. Probably still one of my favorites, although I can't wait to show you guys the newest one. The Dynasty stuff is so pretty. But what I was trying to say is if you want to see swatches of this, of course I will have the other video linked so you can check those out. I won't be swatching those today, but just to give you an overview of what's to come, we're going to be doing the Dynasty collection, which is launching as I'm posting this video. It's like the newest collection. So pretty. Can't wait to show you these swatches. I have the full Endless Shine collection, so I'll show you that whole collection. These are Chameleon Multichromes. I don't have all of them, but I will definitely show you swatches of everything that I have. I have 6 of the Iridescent Multicrhomes, which I'll show you. I think I might have showed you Novelty in the last one, but these are more of the foil Multichromes, and I'll just swatch those both again. And then I have these 2 little loners. This is another Chameleon Multichrome, but I didn't see it in the bundle with these other ones. And this is one from the Fantasy collection. So lots of stuff. And then I also have some of these loose pigments, which I will also make sure to show you guys. These are all so pretty and just like glitzy, glammy, glittery, but not real glitter. lavender, and I can't wait to show you those too. So with that all being said, let's get into the fun swatches and I'll show you what I have. First, I'm going to start off with the Dynasty Collection. Like I mentioned, this is launching today on Mother's Day. This collection has 8 different shadows in it. They are $16 a piece, or you can buy the bundle for $128. And all of these are like more shimmery, kind of flaky multichromes. They're absolutely stunning. When I got these in the mail, I was so excited. And like I've done in the last video, I will make sure as I'm talking about them and swatching them to let you know my favorites. And I'll also try to put asterisks in the description box next to shadows that I feel like are especially amazing if you're wanting to know what my personal like top recommendations are, if you're kind of overwhelmed because there's a lot of beauties here. So let's get started with swatching. This first shadow is called Temperature Rising. It is a stunning purple. It's described as a vibrant purple with a blue, green, and slight golden shift. And I definitely see all those colors in here. Oh my gosh. I don't know why this collection reminds me of like what I wish my Easter eggs looked like when you dye them. Like they have this like fantasy moment to them where I don't know, they just feel magical. Like they look magical. I definitely am seeing the purple and the gold, and there also is a bit of green, but all of it's under this kind of like textured look, but it still can look kind of a full metallic as well. I feel like you can see it almost the best on my finger. It's so pretty. This next shade is called Perked Up. It's a vibrant green with a turquoise blue and light pink purple shift. This one's so pretty. Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm gonna say that so many times, so like don't mind me. I think something that I really like about these also, I like kind of these sheer colors that you can use with mattes and then top these in the center for like really beautiful halo eyes. I like using these as washes of color just alone on the lids for something kind of light and fun. So that's definitely how I would wear them. And I definitely can see that kind of blue turquoisey shift, and it does have that tiny bit of pink as well, depending on how the light hits it. If you like green, I think you'll really like this shade. Next, this is the shade Flirtatious. This is described as a bright pink fuchsia with a shift of orange and lavender purple. Oh my gosh, it is just so pretty. The sparkles on this and just the flips. I get quite a few duochromes and, you know, multichromes. Like I'm into those types of colors, so I feel like I get them a lot. But there was something about this collection that just felt different. Like when I'm seeing the shifts and the way that they sparkle, it got me like re-excited about these types of colors because I felt like there was something different to these. They do stain a little bit, like that under color of them, just to let you guys know. This next shade is called So Tempting. It's described as a lilac purple with a light turquoise blue and green shift. Definitely one of my top ones from the collection if you're not planning to get all of them or you're gonna start with one first or a couple. This one's absolutely stunning. I really love the contrast between the purple base with this kind of teal turquoise shift in the green. It's just everything I want. I love this one. Definitely one of my top picks from the bundle. This definitely gives me like, I don't know, like a dragon, like a dragon unicorn vibe. I love that. You guys know I love that. Definitely a favorite. Next, this is the shade Already In. It's described as a vibrant lime green with a gold and slight baby blue shift. This is another one of my absolute favorites. I am just such a sucker for any of these like limey greens. I think they look absolutely stunning on the lids. I love them on the inner corner. I love them on the brow bone, depending on what I'm putting on the lid also. So this one is another one that I'm just like, yeah. Ooh. And you can see like this slight blue shift to it, and then it just is so vibrant. The lime on it is so vibrant but still really light and fun. So this one's definitely one of my tops. Like I love this. I used this in a look recently where I put it on like the upper part of my lids, kind of in that brow bone area that I do, and it was just so pretty. Definitely love this. And all of these texture are a little bit, I guess, drier, but not as dry and flaky as some of the past ones or like the Reserve collection if you have that. But what I like about the dryness of some of these shadows is that it allows the texture to come through. If a shadow has, I don't know, if it's too soft, I've noticed that it's harder to get more of this like sparkly, airy look that I prefer. Next, this is the shade Glam Rush, and this one is another one that's just so pretty. The purple and green in here, so pretty. This is described as a light purple with a gold, blue, and green shift. Another one that just this reminds me of just Fairies Are Real, Nights, and like I don't know, it's very mystical to me. That is definitely like what I get from it. This has to be in my top because of the shift on it. I'm telling you, it's just absolutely magical. It's like a dragon scale. I think that would be another maybe good alternative name for it. You know that book with the fish and all the scales? These were the scales that everyone was jealous of, you know? So pretty. Definitely one of my top ones. I feel so bad that I've stained my hand, I feel like so early in this video, so I apologize. You know, I'm trying to like go over it so it's not distracting. This next one's called Just Royal, and this is the one that when I took it out was like, okay, I love it. Like, this is what I want. I put this on my lids like immediately. This is described as a vibrant blue with a violet purple shift, and it's exactly that. The thing that I really liked about it is that as I kind of swatched it, it's definitely more sheer and you can really see the purple kind of coming through. It's almost one of those ones where, you know, it looks purple when it's by blue, it's gonna look blue when it's by purple. And so I found that like when the light hits it and everything, it almost looks kind of periwinkle on the eyes, and I just found it to be so beautiful as a one shadow look, like kind of grungy. You could do some like under painting is what I call it, but you know, add a matte darker shade on the outer corner or maybe as like a smudgy liner, and then just layer this all over the lids and into that color. It's so pretty, but you can also keep it light, you know, like a light, pretty blue shimmer all over the lid, just this. I'm obsessed with this color. This one's not as shifty, like it's really just the two colors, like the blue and then it kind of turns purple, but I think it's just so pretty, and I love that kind of semi-opaqueness. You can really play with that and get a nice like trendy, light, fun look and play with color in a way that doesn't feel too scary, I guess is a good way to put it. So love, 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 love that one. Definitely a top pick. The last shade in the collection is called Talking Tangy, which I thought was a cute name. It has a vibrant orange base with yellow and green shifts. This one is so stunning. I'm telling you, like there's something about these that are different than other multi-chrome, duochrome shades that I have in my collection. And I really did get excited. I told Shaniqua, I was like, these are so pretty. Like so stunning. I really hope I can do these shifts justice so you can see just how pretty they are. I would say the Reserve collection is still my favorite just because I feel like it's so useful. Like if you're starting out, that is my number one suggestion. I just think the whole Reserve bundle is absolutely stunning. And if you love shimmer, it's a great place to start. But I'm pretty sure this Dynasty collection is my second favorite, like full collection. I know it's expensive, so you know, maybe picking a few out here and there if you don't want the full collection, but I just feel like the shifts in here, the colors in here are all so beautiful and so unique that I really think that this is my second favorite collection. I love it. I love it. I'm trying to keep it very condensed as to what my favorites are, but this one is so beautiful and I kind of want to put it as a favorite also. I don't know if my suggestions were helpful if I'm suggesting the whole thing. I'm gonna swatch the colors out on my arm so you can see them all next to each other, and hopefully I can get some good footage there. All right, so going through, this one is Temperature Rising, Perked Up, Flirtatious, So Tempting, Already In, Glam Rush, oh my gosh, I love that one, Just Royal, and Talking Tangy. I know there are quite a few purples in this collection. Half of it is basically purples. And although there are some similarities between them, and again, if you're trying to like narrow down what you're picking out, you know, you can maybe pick two or whatever ones like suit you best. I was surprised by how much I like all of them, and I do find them to be different, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm really obsessed with this collection. Super duper happy with this one. Before we get into the other swatches, I wanted to swatch the Glitzified collection. These are a bunch of loose pigments. There's 9 of them. They're also launching today on Mother's Day, and they're all really, really pretty. And what's really cool is these are $4 a piece, or you can buy the bundle for $36. So they're in comparison comparison, I feel like a little bit more affordable if you're wanting some sparkle, albeit they are loose, so, you know, they are a little messier, but I'm excited to swatch these out. I think I'm also going to do a glitter glue swatch just to see. We'll see. I don't know. I just thought I would include that so we could see it a little bit more opaque and kind of see it loose. So let's get swatching. This first one's called Supreme Sparkle, and it's described as a pure sparkly white. These are very, very sparkly pigments. Like so sparkly. I love that about them. They aren't glitter though, they're just mica as the ingredient. So they are so stunning. I really like these. I didn't know when she was sending over loose pigments how they'd be. I just applied some glitter glue over here, so let's see. Let's tap that on. Oh yeah, you definitely get a lot more shine and like opaqueness from the base. So pretty. It's kind of cool that you can wear them both ways. Like this to me is more of a lid shade, whereas this is like a topper, a wet sparkle. Like I'd love to just tap this kind of on the brow bone as hurry and go, or just like an extra thing to add to a look. This one's really pretty, and I think like the white will be a color I use a lot. It's gonna get messy, y'all. Prepare. This next one is called Copper Kiss. What a like, look how pretty that is. Oh my gosh. This is a copper with a gold reflect. Oh my gosh, they're so sparkly. I had some from Terra Moons that I bought more recently, and these remind me of those just because they're like definitely super shimmery. So that's it without the glitter glue. Definitely a more like airy kind of sparse look. And then I'm gonna do a little glitter glue, and you're gonna get more full opacity from it. And also obviously glitter glue is gonna help something stay all day. So I do suggest if you want something that's more longevity, you maybe don't want it to like fall on your face as much throughout the day, a glitter glue is gonna be your best friend. That one is so pretty. This like copper type shade I think looks so great for summer, but also like fall, and has like different colors in it. It's like orange and gold mixed together makes the copper. This one I think might be one of my favorite. I think this might be my favorite. This is Gem. It's a forest green with a gold reflect. Oh my gosh. I like love this. It almost looks like a teal. I love that so much. There it is, just swatched on my hand. So not a ton of the blue is coming out, but I have a feeling with the glitter glue, the blue's gonna really pick up. Or green, I guess it's technically a green. So there it is swatched with the glitter glue. Oh my gosh, so pretty. I really like that one. The gold on it's really vibrant, and it almost kind of looks limey. I have a feeling this is gonna stain though. Let's see. It didn't. I thought it would, but no staining. Next, this is the shade Limeade. This didn't have a description on the website for some reason, but this one is just like a true like limey green. Also seems to have like that golden reflect. So there it is, just swatched out on the hand. That's with no glitter glue or primer. It's definitely more of like an airy look. I think some of these would be so pretty kind of tapped over blush draping also, like without any type of primer, just to kind of whatever sticks type of look. And then there it is tapped out over a primer. So pretty. I definitely think if you're wanting something opaque though, you're gonna need to have some type of like tacky glittery primer just so you can get that full opacity. And again, it's just like a little bit easier to work with if you're wanting something that isn't, you know, going to be a little bit more sparse. This next shade is called Elite Wave. It's a sparkly sky blue. There's something about this blue that's like, it's different. This reminds me of the Limoncello palette from ColourPop. Like something about it is giving me those vibes of like, I want to pair this with a yellow. I want to like tap this all over like a matte baby blue on the lid, and then just tap this over to add some sparkle. Oh, it's so pretty. There's something about this that has like a periwinkle-ness to it. Like it's a soft blue and it has like purple shifts. I see purple shifts in here. This is one of my favorites for sure as well. I'm like really into the idea of like this blue sparkly eye. This one I really like. There's something, I think I like that it's soft, you know? I think blue can be so scary, but there's a softness to this blue that doesn't intimidate me. Next, this is the shade Generous. This is described as a true purple with a slight silver reflect. I definitely see that. If you like purples, I think you're gonna love this. There's definitely silver. This is just like glam to me. Glam in a bottle. I don't know why this just looks like shimmering sequins on a dress, or like you're on stage and the lights are shimmering at you. That's the scenario I have for that. It's like Jessica Rabbit's dress. Does she have a purple dress? This is Jessica Rabbit's purple eyeshadow. I think she has purple eyeshadow. That one is so pretty. It is so sparkly. When the light hits it, it's just pure shine. This next shade is called Rosy, and it's a vibrant pink red, and there is some golden sparkle going on here. This is like a golden rose. So there's like a pink base with golden sparkle. This one, I mean, they all just sparkle so much. These are really, really beautiful. If you love the sparkle and you're willing to like deal with the kind of messy part of a loose pigment, I think you're gonna really, really love them. And I really love the price point and the size of the jars. They're not like too big, you know what I mean? Ooh, this one is definitely a little different. This is called Blush Rush, and it's a medium pink with a slight golden reflect. Oh wow, it's almost like a finer shimmer to it. And there's something about it that, I don't know, it just reminds me of something neon. I'm gonna see. This one I definitely wanna see it kind of built up on the glitter glue. So it's like a pink base, and then you can see there, the shine is there, but the particles are a little bit smaller. It's like a finer shimmer. And I think this one would look best kind of topped over something, yeah, monochromatic. That's kind of what's going on here. I don't know, I like that. I definitely wanna try that one out on my lids and just see the best way to really get it to show off its shine. There's almost like a purple reflect going on also. I like that. I don't know, it just reminds me of like neon lights. And last for the collection, this is called Cinderella's Secret. It's a baby pink with a slight gold reflect. This one is so pretty. If you're like a neutral girl, or even if you're not, I think you'll like this, but it is just like, I just know back in the day when all I wore was neutrals, this would have been the color I used. This is really pretty. I definitely see that gold with that slight pink undertone. It's very pretty. It's giving me fairy tale vibes. You can see it there, that like golden color coming through. But then the base is kind of like this pinky purple. Really, really pretty. And these ones, the sparkle on them are a little bit bigger. Okay, I'm gonna swatch them all out. I did put down the glitter glue just so we can see them. I just felt like, you know, that's the best way. Let's get started on swatching them all out. Oh my gosh, these are so pretty, you guys. As you can see, like I was tapping these onto the glitter glue just so we could get the most opaque swatches, but seriously, oh my gosh, I love, love, love these so much. And then just to go over the names one more time, I'm trying to remember to do that. This is the shade Supreme Sparkle, Copper Kiss, Gem, Limeade, Elite Wave, Generous, Rosy, Blush Rush, and Cinderella's Secret. These just make my heart excited. This is what I love about makeup, sparkles. I love sparkles so much. The next collection I want to share is the Endless Shine. I do have all of the shades to swatch out for you. Each of these retails for $10 a piece, or you can buy the entire set for $90, which is the same price. As you can see, this one has a couple of those like iridescent type shades where they look white in the pan, but they flash a different color, as well as some other duochrome shifty shades. So let's get to swatching. The first shade, Dazzle, is described as a turquoise base with a slight purple shift. This is one of those like iridescent shadows. I find that these work best to do them like as inner corners or highlights or like kind of topper shades to transform. And all of these, they look like white, but as you can see, they just kind of have the shift. So out of like these types of iridescent shades, I tend to use these tealy turquoises the most because I feel like it really complements like a blue look or something more cool toned, but then it kind of contrasts nicely with something a little bit more warm. So I like this this one a lot. This next shade is Radiant. It is a vibrant gold yellow base with a slight reflect of green. This is another one of my favorite types of shadows. Like I love these golden greens. And then this one has a little bit of almost a red base to it. This type of duochrome I find is like easiest to wear alone, but you also could just put like a darker color on the outer corner. And then I love that limey shift. You guys know I love the lime. This one is another one that I really enjoy. If you don't have a color like it in your collection, I think you'd really enjoy this one. And because it has that like golden undertone, I feel like it's a little bit easier to wear. This next shade is Dreamy. It's a blue purple base with a slight fuchsia shift. Another one of those iridescent shades. Again, it looks white, but the shift is really what picks up. This one definitely has that like pink shift, but it's kind of more of that purpley fuchsia pink. And there's a little bit of blue as well that I'm seeing in it. Again, I think this one would be best over some type of like really dark purple or even something black. Any of these like iridescent shades tend to look really great over black or really dark shadows. There's like a big transformation property. So that's how I'd use this, like a halo eye. The next shade is Problematic. This is a pink purple blue base with a deeper pink shift. And this is another one, I feel like all of the kind of shadows in here are great if you're newer to duochromes and shimmers. This might be a way that you can try them out and get used to them without them being too out of the box, I guess, where they're gonna pair well with other neutrals, pair well as single shadow looks, like all the ones with base colors. And then you have those iridescent shades for highlighting and whatnot. This one's really pretty. It has like a warm red base with that purpley pink shift. And then there's also the blue. This is another one I would wear like as a single shadow, and you can keep it more neutral with brown, but I would also put like a warm like rusty terracotta on the outer corner because it'll pick up that base color. This one I really like as well. This next shade is called Premium. It's a silver taupe base with a light pink shift. This one, I don't see a ton of silver, like looking at the swatch here on my finger. It's more almost golden. This one has like almost like a golden pink shift. So in some lights, it's really pink. In others, it's definitely more of that like golden warm color. I think this would be great with like a sunset eye or paired with any pinks or oranges. Next, this is the shade Vigorous, and it's described as a pink purple base with a peach shift. I don't know what it is lately. I know I've been saying this in like all my videos, but the peachy shifts, or really anything in that peachy pink color family, I love so much. I don't know what it is. It has like that kind of warm, I don't know, it looks almost kind of golden base, and then it flashes like an orange shift as well as like a really pink one. I like love shadows like this. I don't know what it is lately. I think for like a long time, warm shades were the most popular, and then I got kind of tired of them, but now I'm like back. This next shade is called Ray of Light, and it's a white base with a light green hue. This is an inner corner color. Like I would use this on the inner corner all of the time. I love a limey green, and this one is so reflective and it's going to bring a lot of light to the eye, but something a little bit different. Also, with all of these like iridescent ones, you could also use them as highlighters as well. Next, this is the shade Sparks. It's an orange gold with a pink shift. This one is kind of similar to Vigorous. I'll show you swatches compared to each other, but this one's definitely more on that golden side. Like it's showing up way more gold, way more orange than it is pink, although there is that pink reflect. I think with these Shine by SD, the shimmer in them is what I love so much because it's something about it. It's very like flaky and multi-dimensional, and I love that because that's what makes like a great layering shadow. That makes a great shadow for me on its own, is just so my style. So really love that shade. I'm going to show you Vigorous though. So this one's Vigorous, and it has way more like that purpley pink, and then this one is the shade Sparks. They're very similar. Depending on your style, you might not need both of them, but this one definitely is a little bit deeper and more pink. And this one shines more gold, almost a green too to it. The last shade is Vitality. This is a purplish pink base with a slight silver white shift. This one's definitely like a brighter pink. It's really quite pretty. I always forget sometimes with the iridescent because in the pan, it's hard to like remember how pretty they are, but swatched, I'm always like, oh yeah, looks so good. This one definitely has more of like the warm pinky peach, and then it does flash a little bit more like purple fuchsia. And just to put that next to Dreamy, I'll show you the difference. Because Dreamy also has some pink, but you can see that there's a lot of that blue flash, and so it stays a lot cooler. All right, I'm gonna swatch these out so you guys can see them all next to each other on my arm, and I can give you some close-ups. All right, so here they are all swatched out. I think this is just such a beautiful set. Specifically, I think it's best for people who maybe don't have these types of colors. Maybe you want to get into sparkle, but you don't know what colors to pick. I think this bundle has a lot of like great starter shades that you can incorporate into more neutral looks, pair together, use as single shadows, inner corner highlights, brow bone highlights, even face highlights. So to me, it's just like a good, beginner sparkle pack. And also if you don't have any of those type of iridescent shades. The next shadows I'm going to be swatching are all a part of the Chameleon Multichrome family. I have them kind of parsed out differently here. These 7 you can actually buy in a bundle, and that comes out to $103. Multichromes tend to be pretty expensive because these do have a lot of color shifting ability. So depending on the light, they're going to shift multiple different colors. And then I also have a couple other ones, and usually these retail for about $17 on their own. I'm excited to get to swatching these. I'm like looking at the viewfinder, and these, like, this looks like a teal on the camera, but for me it's like a dark purpley blue. This looks like maroon from where I'm sitting. This looks gold from where I'm sitting. This one looks like an orangey copper. This one looks like a tealy blue. This looks completely purple. And then this one's like a deeper green than what it is here, more like a blue green. So this is completely gold for me. So I guess just to kind of point out that depending on the way the light hits, they look almost completely different colors. So let's get started swatching. The first shade here is called Extraordinary, and this is color shifting from blue and purple. Oh my gosh, there's just something about the way that these are that you can really see all of the texture in them. Again, that's something I really like about a lot of the Shine by SD formulas, is that they have all of that shimmer. They don't look like a metallic or like a singular, like foiled look necessarily, which lets the light pick up on like all the individual sparkle. So this one, I think you can see it here. It definitely has like a pinky purple kind of shift. It goes into like this blue teal color. So pretty. And this one has like a blackened base to it. This would look really good as like a smoky eye. If you want to do something a little bit different than like a classic smoky eye, this would add some really beautiful color. It's like one of those beetles. That's what this looks like. This next shade is called Pride, and this is color shifting from orange and yellow. I feel like there's even more in there. Like those descriptions don't quite get across all the different ones, because I see like a golden yellow, but then between those shift, there's kind of like an orange color. This one also has like a blackened base to it, but there's almost this like red magenta pink, like so pretty. This one's really quite beautiful. Next, this is the shade Ocean Drive. This is color shifting from green and blue. This one I really quite love. I think this one might be one of my favorites. It's a very like strong limey green, almost with a tinge of gold, and then it's a blue, but it's not like a royal blue. It still stays very teal. I just love this one. This is like a mermaid's tail, and you can see there's almost like a bit of a purple to it. You can see on when the light's not quite hitting it like that. And then it's like green. That's like super green, but then it comes back and it has some of that blue to it. This one I really like. This is one of my favorites. Next, this is a shade Cotton Candy. This is color shifting from pink, orange, and purple. I like love the name. I can't lie. This one definitely has a lot of purple. Like I can see a lot of the purple coming through. It's so like vibrant, like that purpley fuchsia pink really pops. And then You see these like hints of orange as the light hits it in different ways. This one's really pretty. It also has like a blackened base to it as well. I think this would be a nice smoky eye too. Next, this is the shade Fairy Tales. This is described as color shifting from gold and fuchsia. And this one, out of all the ones from the bundle, I kind of feel is the most quote unquote wearable. There's definitely something kind of green about this, but I feel like if you're someone who likes neutrals but you want to try a duochrome, this might be something that's best for you. It has like a peachy pink look, but then it'll flash like greeny gold. And I think with some browns, you can see the green there. With some browns, this would look really neutral, or you can play up the pink or play up the green. It has a lot of versatility to it. This one is the shade Brilliance. This is color shifting from blue to fuchsia. And this one definitely has like this royal blue, but then it has like a pinky purple undertone, or not undertone, a completely pinky purple shift going on in it. It has a blackened base, but not as black as some of the others. I think the thing that's kind of fun about this is you can see, for me, it's like the warm pinky purple, but in the viewfinder, I can see that it's like the cooler blue. And I love that you can go, it's cool and it's warm. Like it's both of those things. There you can see some of that, the warmer purple coming through. This one's really quite stunning. I really love the warmth and the cool coming together. This reminds me of like outer space. Last for the bundle, this is the color Intrigued. This is color shifting from green to gold. And this one is definitely more like, yeah, green and gold. It's not, there's not like a ton of contrasting colors that are going on here. I guess though, when you turn it, you can see like almost purple. I don't know. I think that is mixed with like the base that it has, because again, it's a little bit blackened, but it has this really pretty, almost like cool jungle green that has like a little bit of blue in it, but then it'll shift and it'll be like this more limey golden green. And then, like I said, really, when the light's not hitting it too much, it almost looks purple. It's kind of like a dragon or something. This next shade isn't a part of that bundle, but you can buy it separately. It's called Cranium. This is described as a steel blue with purple and turquoise. And this one's almost like a slate color with some really beautiful like purple and blue coming out. This is another one if you want to do like a smoky eye. This almost looks gray, but there's something interesting about it. It has like the pinky purple shift with also this like light blue kind of teal look. This one's really, really stunning. And I think, again, if you like neutrals and you like a darker smoky eye, this could be a fun way to kind of spice it up, because the shift on it is just slightly more subtle, but still really interesting and different. Definitely a unique shade to my collection. The last shade that I have here is called Stargaze. I actually didn't see this one on the website anymore, so I don't know if it's coming back or if it's discontinued, but I thought I'm gonna show it to you anyway. This is so pretty, and it has like a limey green golden color with like a pinky peach shift. This one's definitely lighter, like it doesn't have the black base that a lot of the chameleons do have, but this is so vibrant. Like the pinky shift and that limey green, it looks completely lime, look, completely lime green and then completely pink. It's so cool. This one is really quite bright. It is a watermelon, but like a springy watermelon, because it's very like poppy and bright. I really, really like this one, but I'm not sure if it's available, so I'll stop talking it up so much. All right, let me give you some swatches so you can see them all compared to each other. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. These have so many beautiful jewel tones, and you can really see that that blackened base helps to show the shifts of all the colors, except for this one. This one doesn't have that blackened base. Let me go over them in the swatches like this though. This is Extraordinary. This one is Pride. This is Ocean Drive. This one's Cotton Candy. This one is Fairy Tales. This is Brilliance. This is Intrigued. This is Cranium. And this one is Stargaze. This next collection of shadows are all a part of the Iridescent Multichrome family, so I don't have the entire bundle that you can buy, but most of these retail for about $17 a piece, and although they look kind of boring in the pan because they're just like white looking, they're all those iridescent shifty shades that once you get them swatched out or put on the eye, they're gonna really show up those colors. So let me show you what I have. This first shade is called Infinity. It's described as a transparent base that shifts from purple to blue. This one definitely isn't as like flaky in terms of like how much shimmer it's giving off. It almost gives off a smoother look, and it's definitely a transparent base, so you can not see it there at all. And then as the light hits it is when you're going to see that color kind of flash. And I think this one does a really good job of having a true transparent base. Like, there is no base. It looks like nothing is on my hand. Only when the light shines do you see that kind of purpley pink and blue shift. These would be great as highlighters as well. Next, this is the shade Chambers. It's a transparent base that shifts from pink, purple, green, and orange. This one definitely has like a strong pink shift to it and an orange. I can definitely see both of those in it. I would say that the colors that really show up here for me are the pink, it's very strong, the purple, and then that kind of warmer orange on the outer edges. I don't see a ton of the green. And this also has a pretty good transparent base as well. Next, this is the shade Halo. It also has a transparent base, and this shifts from light pink, silver, regular pink, and fuchsia. I also feel like there's some green in here. I definitely get a lot of green out of this one. I think this might be one of my favorite ones from the Iridescent Multichromes that I have. If you guys have heard of the Ofra Mother Earth highlighter, this is that, but like very sparkly, very shiny, and I feel like the shift are even stronger. I definitely feel like it has like a coolness to it, so I can see some of that silver, but it is like a strong green, and then it's like a strong pink. It's a really cool shade. It reminds me of like neon lights, like if you're at a club or some type of, I don't know, something where you look at one place and it's kind of shifting green, and another place it's like pink lighting. I don't know. That's what this gives me. It's really, really pretty. This next shade is Accelerate, and it's described as having very vibrant shifts of silver, orange, copper red, and a hint of pink. This one's also quite stunning. It is very vibrant. Oh, you can see it. I'm so glad you could see it. It's very orange, and then there's almost like a lime though. I don't see that on here, but there's like this limey color to it. Oh, it's so pretty. And you can see the copper red, the hint of pink just barely before the light hits it. And then that's green. To me, that's kind of like greeny gold. It's so pretty. Maybe that's the silver. I translate maybe the silver as green, but this one's also another one that's just really pretty. I think quite different for an iridescent, shifty multichrome. So this one I highly suggest, really pretty. Next, this is the shade Charge. It has a transparent base that shifts from pink, orange, and yellow. You can definitely see the pink. You can definitely see that like golden yellow coming through. I feel like if you're used to like iridescent shadows in like, I don't know, like the ABH Prism palette or something like that, or like, I don't know, any of those like kind of mainstream palettes, I think if you get these, you would be like, oh wow, that's what they're supposed to look like. These just go like above and beyond of like being sparkly and shifty and just really beautiful. This one also has that transparent base, like all of them do. And again, this is another one that, I don't know, I just think sunset because of the pink shift, the orange shift, the gold. It's a very like warm sunset. I want to like mimosa. I guess a mimosa is not really a sunset drink though. It's a sunrise drink. Anyway, it's really pretty. The last shade from the Iridescent Multichromes is called Luxie. This is a transparent base that shifts from blue, fuchsia, and green. I'm just such a sucker for any of these like limey or blue, tealy, turquoisey shifts when it comes to the Iridescent Multichromes, because that's what I just love to use. Oh my gosh, and this one is so pretty. You really can see, I think like the strongest is like the kind of like limey green, and then that kind of turns to a blue, but then on those edges, there is a purple to it. Oh, I think you can kind of see all of it there. So like toward this upper part, it's green, then you can kind of see the blue, but toward over here, it's more purple. So cool. This one's also one of my favorites. I really I really think that one's stunning. And these look like wet. I think sometimes these iridescent shadows can look kind of powdery or something, like depending, like they're transparent, but they're not. These ones are transparent, and then that gives them this almost like wet shine look. Oh, mixed with like the multichrome, they're just really, really beautiful. I know these are kind of expensive, but I think picking the one you think would be best and just kind of seeing how you use it is the best way to kind of see these, experience them, and see what works best for you so you actually use what you're buying. All right, let me go ahead and swatch these out for you guys. Hopefully you can see all the difference in the shifts when they're next to each other. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. Even on my fingers right now, like they just look so cool. It's almost like a pastel moment, but not like a neon pastel. This first one is Infinity. This is Chambers. This one is Halo. This is Accelerate. This is Charge. And this one is Luxie. And I think you can actually see like all the different ones. This definitely has more purple. This is more pink. These two can kind of be a little bit more similar, but this has more of a green look to it. Whereas I can see more of the silver coming out in Halo in the swatch in comparison. I think though one of the most unique is definitely this like orangey one. Accelerate is just really quite different. I really love that one. The next shadow, it's just this lone little shadow on here. This is a part of the Dynasty Collection. I only have one from it, but I did want to show it to you guys. This is the shade Paradise. It's described as a very vibrant fluorescent yellow with green reflex and slight orange shifts. And it definitely is very like yellow green. I feel like sometimes they look more green than this, but I definitely see a lot of that yellow coming through. And this almost has like a transparent base to it as well. So you can see that it almost doesn't look like it's on, but then it's a very strong yellow. I definitely see a lot of the green in person too, and then just a tiny bit of orange. But really I would say strong yellow and green. The last two shadows that I want to show you guys, these are the foiled multichromes. I showed one of them in my last video, but I thought I would just show them both together so you can see swatches. This first one is called Novelty, and it is color shifting from deep blue, purple, pink, and fuchsia. I remember this one being it's definitely more of like a gritty texture. There's something kind of like flaky to this one. And it has that blackened base. And I definitely see like the purple and fuchsia shifts to it. This next shade is Melody, and this is described as having a deep purple base with shifts from copper, orange, and gold with a slight bit of olive. And this one definitely is a little bit more flaky and kind of, I don't know, grippy in the pan is what I want to say. This one isn't as flaky in the swatch as the last one. Definitely gives you almost like a full metallic shift. And it's one of those ones that's like a pinky fuchsia and it's silver. And I definitely see that olive. It's kind of like almost green. When the light's not hitting it, I definitely can see where that olive note is coming from. I wanted to swatch it really fast next to Cotton Candy because I feel like they're somewhat similar, but maybe not. Oh yeah, Cotton Candy's more purple. Definitely more purple. I feel like Melody is almost more shifty. I was just swatching these two out, and this one actually was a lot similar in formula once I was swatching here. I don't know why it swatched differently on my hand. So these just definitely have a more flaky texture that you can actually see, which I think is a part of that foiled formula. But I think for my preference, I prefer the other Chameleon Chromes. All right, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed seeing the swatches, whether it was just for entertainment or maybe for a future list. I'd love to know what shadows you're most interested in. I love just seeing what other people are drawn to. Also, if you have any reviews of Shine by SD, leave them down below. I love having as much information, obviously, that's like my goal with this, as possible for people to be able to shop and get what they want. But yeah, I think that's everything. Thank you so, so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye, guys.